Hey, what's going on everybody? Today I'm going to be doing some Mirage tips, so let's just jump into it. This smoke will allow you to get a bunch of map control. You just stand on top here, throw it on the right side of the wire, and it smokes top mid for you. This allows you to cross without getting spotted. Yeah, con can still see you, but you don't have to worry about nest. If you want to get quick underpass control, you can right click a flash, and that will actually perfectly flash, and anybody, unless they're like sitting here already, will be blind, but they most likely won't be sitting here. And it also works both ways. If you want to, as a CT, get fast underpass, you can jump through and just aim up, right click, and that will flash as well. Coming out of underpass, you got a couple options with your smokes. Lots of people will line up from here and either throw this smoke or this smoke. And that smokes top con, and this smokes cat. But if you don't really, well, it smokes jungle more. But if you don't have time to line up a smoke, you can kind of just run it and aim just in this general vicinity, and that will smoke your top connector, so you can actually get connector control. A super easy flash out a window that I use all the time is you get into this little corner here, crouch, aim up in between those two knots in the wood, and that will flash out. And actually second they see it, this is the only portion that top mid people can see. A couple standard A tips: if you are playing underbalk, you can just flash off of here and then peek out. This will blind anybody that's Tetris because the flash, comes out. The way that you get up on the firebox is that you crouch and then jump, and while you're like midair, you're holding W, so you actually don't, well, you can walk up on it. So crouch, then jump, and hold crouch the entire time. And the way that you get on triple is that there's a post right here. You get right into the corner, and you can just jump crouch, no problem. You can actually get on top of the ladder in ladder room and have full accuracy. The way that you get up on this box is you just walk to the side of it. I'm literally just pressing W, I'm not jumping or anything. You just walk up the clip and then you can jump up. The angle here isn't too good unless you're holding with an op, but you can catch people off guard and market if you have full B control. If you're standing facing this wall right here, people in market can't actually spot you. I would be careful if you're like this though, because your gun may stick out. This right here is actually wall bangable, although it does very little damage. You just into the door and it won't go down apparently. This door right here is actually wall bangable. If you crouch and aim in this general area, you can go through. Although keep in mind that this does very little damage if you actually do hit somebody with it. If you can't make this cat jump, then you can, here, let me try to get back in. Then you can just do this, get up on here, and you can actually get it to vent easily. From palace, you can actually smoke jungle, so you're gonna want to hit this ladder, so you're gonna aim a bit above it and run, and this will smoke off your jungle. Not the best smoke, but it does, an okay job. You can actually do the same thing, well, at least from the same spot for CT. So I'm going to aim here, and I'm going to run and release when I pass this. So it's going to be like this. Again, not the best smoke, but does an okay job. This is actually one of my favorite angles right here. You can completely catch people off guard, especially, I wouldn't even say if you're opping it, just because your scope sound is going to give away your position. But if you're holding this with a rifle and you have good crosshair placement, you can really catch people off guard. Because when they're coming around this corner, they're going to be looking there and then there, not right there. When saving in market, people will commonly get up on here and hold right here, or they'll get behind this and just wait. These are both okay spots, but my favorite spot is actually jumping up on this window and then getting up here. You can actually stand up here, but I would suggest crouching, just holding right here, because the jungle players are not going to be pre-aiming that. A quick way to smoke CT from top mid is you get up onto this wheel and aim at the top right, jump throw, and that's going to perfectly smoke off your CT. You can also smoke top connector off. I don't really suggest learning this smoke, it's not super necessary, but it is always nice to know. And in case you're wondering, you can actually smoke window from inside of apps. So I'm gonna be looking for the wire here, there, and then actually this little dot. So let's do that, easy peasy, and it is a jump throw. If you want to take a deep apps control, well, first you have to shoot that. There's a lot quicker ways to throw this smoke actually from like back here in CT spawn, but they're not as reliable and they're not as easy as this. You can just walk up right there, aim on that, jump throw, and that will land back in deep apps. So most people know that ticket is actually wall bangable. So if somebody's sitting here, you can spray through it. But what some people don't understand is when you're entering out ramp and you see somebody firebox and then they go on a hide, firebox is also very spammable. At least this box is not because of the metal, but this box is very spammable. And talking about firebox, if you know that it's like a 1v1 in the guy's jungle and he hasn't crossed the stairs yet, you can actually hold this angle right here and you can see the cross 2 stairs. Keep in mind that top stairs can see your head from here and you can get wall banged. You can't actually see them, although it is wall bangable for you. So this is very risky. And yes, it is possible to make this jump. And not too hard actually. The way that a lot of pros smoke window is that they get up next to this trash can. They're gonna aim right on this part of the door, and while they jump throw, they're gonna press D. So they actually move sideways a bit. And finally, the most important tip is that if you're doing a B rush and you don't knife the television, it's a guaranteed loss.